So I watched the opening ceremonies for the Olympics, and I'm not doing that again, ever. So the part that was the worst was the mocking of Da Vinci's painting The Last Supper. Now, everyone in their right mind knows that that's what they were doing. But now that there has been backlash, all of a sudden, 2 days later, no, we weren't doing that. It was some ceremony that you don't know about, that the Greeks performed. You just don't know history, you dumb Christians, you uncultured Christians. You don't know what's going on. You're assuming things. Do not let these people gaslight you. Do not let the New York Times tell you that, oh, you don't know history. Do not. Do you know why they've come up with this story now? Well, because there was so much backlash. People want you to think it's just Republicans in America, but that would be false. No, this is worldwide. And if you are on a social media network that's not censoring you, like if you're on something other than Facebook and Instagram, where people are being censored, then you know it's not just about Americans. French people are upset. People around the world are upset. So do not let them gaslight you. Here's the deal. If you are on something other than Facebook, then maybe you saw that the obese woman in this act who is supposed to be, and these are her words, quote unquote, Olympic Jesus, she posted about this on Instagram, on her Instagram stories and everything. You can't see this now because there was so much backlash. Now, this is interesting timing because the day before, Kamala Harris decided that she was going to announce her campaign for president with RuPaul's Drag Race or drag queens or whatever they are. And which is an interesting choice, right? Generally, people are going to like their hometown or something like that. I don't know why you would choose that. But if you're trying to reinforce the fact that that's the population that you're going to represent and not the rest of us, good job. Now you're running around talking about you're black and Indian and you're all this stuff and you're a woman and you go to drag queens. You did not go to women. You didn't go to a black community. You didn't go to an Indian community. You go to the drag queens. So this was very strange, but I need people to remember this because you need to know what the agenda is. So the agenda is, I think it's taboo. Everything's on the table. And you should not be thinking about things in terms of morality. There is no such thing as morality. Anything goes. How do you feel? Go do it. That's what the agenda is. Now, the reason that they need you to feel like that, because they want to install eventually these communist practices where, just like Kamala Harris said, she wants it so that everybody ends up in the same place, like financially and economically and all that stuff, which is what we don't want. Why would we want everyone to end up in the same place? Sounds like communism, doesn't it? But you need to remember that the gaslighting is happening because they took the agenda too far. We're hoping that people would just like laugh it off and not pay attention and all that stuff. But now they have massive backlash around the globe. So now they have to make it seem like you screwed up because you're just too dumb to know what's going on. You don't know your history. You're not very cultured. That's what they want you to think because now they screwed up. So they threw in like these ambiguous things so that they could say it just in case people were upset. But if you know anything about France, like I am a nerd and I'm not following French politics, like every day or whatever, but I do know that there has been a shift to the right. And the reason is because France has gone so far left. People are tired of it. And now Marine Le Pen's party, like I remember maybe 5 years ago, it was like, yeah, they run the parliament, but nothing to worry about. Well, this election, you may have seen that pretty much the government was deadlocked between Marine Le Pen's party and the far left party. This is important for you to know because things have gone really far downhill in France in terms of morality. And it's been since the French Revolution. It's not like, oh, this just started to happen here. France is way down the line, much further than we are from the descent down into debauchery and communism. So you need to remember that now they're going to tell you that everything about that Olympic ceremony had nothing to do with Christianity, even though you know it did. You know it did. And they're going to continue to tell you that. And you're going to see articles coming out about, oh, look how silly you were. You're going to see posts on social media. Oh, people are offended by a drag show. You're going to see all this stuff and people are going to call you a bigot and everything. But just keep in mind that you have eyes. You saw, you know what was going on. And like I said, if you're on something other than Facebook, then you probably saw that, the obese lady in the skit, she was pretty excited to be Olympic Jesus. So, and also on French public television, it was not a secret. Everybody knew what it was. So now in America, we've got so-called journalists trying to gaslight us and tell us that it's not true. And then we have people who are left-leaning on social media reposting this kind of disrespectful, pretty much saying, oh, you're so ridiculous to even think that. Well, look, dummy, you didn't even have it right. So when I saw this, I just was like, no way, no way. Listen, here's the deal. If you want to do that, if you want to mock Christianity, if you want to mock the Last Supper, then cool. Okay, fine. But you don't get to lie about it. Okay. Now, already in the background, I am helping to bring people into the church all the time. I've been a catechist for about 8 years now. So I know that whenever I see something like that, I'm not getting over the top angry because I'm already doing the work to combat that. And I just was like, okay. And also I'm a political delegate. So I'm already doing the work to combat all of this. But when you lie about it and you're trying to convince the masses that are angry that they're stupid and you're gaslighting, that's where I draw the line. You don't get to do that to people. That is wrong. That is wrong. So here we are. This kind of not super long video, just reminding everybody that as we run up to the election in the United States, there's going to be a lot of gaslighting, but you need to know what's going on. You need to know that the reason that they're gaslighting you about this is because Kamala Harris just announced her campaign with a bunch of drag queens. And if anybody could explain that to me, I'd love to hear it. Why would you do that? You tell me you're a woman, you're black, you're Asian, and you choose drag queens. Now, why'd you do that? Why? Because if you choose drag queens, then the super lefties who are having a transgenderism fad are going to be like, oh, you're so cool. Oh, you're the best. And then they're going to vote for you. That's why you do it. But they're not asking the question. What happens when one of their daughters is trying to compete for a scholarship and she can't get it because there's a boy who says he's a girl who's going to get it? Why would you want that? So I know that a lot of people are not thinking like that. They're trying to be tolerant. They're trying to be understanding. But I need people to wake up here. This is not a game you want to play because the ultimate goal is for you to not have rights, okay? To not have rights, and for society to be this debauchery without any more morals or values. So you need to be careful. You need to be paying attention, and you cannot let people gaslight you. All right. I'll see you in the next one.